Hello everyone, thanks for checking out my video. My name is Chris and welcome to my channel, Jersey Shore Pondscapes Videos. We are doing a look today at a pond that I built several years ago. This is a client of mine who's one of the nicest ladies you're ever going to meet. I started working for her about 20 years ago. She had an old little pond there and her fish were getting bigger, and she wanted to make the pond bigger. So we did that, and then I would say maybe 7, 8, 9 years later, she wanted to go bigger again. So, and I've done a ton of landscape work here at her property. She has a beautiful yard. Yeah, we've done a lot of stuff, and I wanted to share this pond with you. Okay, so I'll tell you the story. We'll start off. Like I said, it was about 20 years ago, maybe a little more, when I first met her, and she had this little pond and we needed to rebuild it. I don't remember if it actually had a leak or what it was, but her husband had built the pond originally, and you know, it was there for years. She had two koi that she has had for forever, you know, she wanted to make it bigger and fix it up and do it basically in honor of her husband who had passed away. You know, he loved the pond, he built it, but now it needed to be redone, and it was either get rid of it or, you know, let's rebuild it in his honor, and you know, she can have a nice new pond without all the headaches. So we started construction here, ripped it all apart, and we built this here. I'll just step out of the way here a little bit. This was, I mean, it's pretty basic. You know, we used moss rock, we used some field stone in it. We did a little riverbed there. You can see this old picture of me. Young little me, 20 some years ago. The stream bed we did all out of concrete. All the stone, rock and river stone is set in the concrete. You can kind of see it here. I don't have a lot of other pictures of this. You know, it was a long time ago when digital cameras were actually like probably not, barely just starting to come out. Yeah, so this was the pond. And this pond, basically what we did is we had one 4-inch bottom drain in the bottom, and we ran the 4-inch pipe under the ground underneath her deck. Okay, and under the deck we did a little gravity fed filter. We set a tank in the ground underneath the deck, and we had an external pump pulling the water out from the filter through a 40-watt UV light, and from the UV, you know, back up to the top of the stream, and it just, you know, recirculated that way. So it was a pretty simple system, but it worked. It was great. It was awesome. We had that pond there for probably, like I said, probably 7, 8 years. I think the pond, you know, and it was doing well, but her fish were growing and they were getting bigger, and she loved the pond, and she wanted this whole area here off her deck to be a bigger pond. The issue that we had, however, is that she was on a real slope, okay? You can see the pictures from, you know, here from the original pond, that, you know, even the lattice or the room underneath the deck and the ground just, you know, sloped off. The top of the riverbed was at the base or start of a sidewalk, okay? And then it came down the hill, and then it dumped down into the pond, and then, you know, the pond was level, but then the ground just dropped off quickly after that. So we're going to rebuild it, right? We're going to make this whole thing bigger, probably at least 2 to 3 times bigger. So what we ended up doing, we ripped out the old pond. We used all the old rock, all the moss rock and fieldstone from the old pond, and we built a retaining wall down off the end of her porch, her deck, you know, out, about 3 foot high. And as we dug the pond out, we used a lot of that dirt to fill in behind the retaining wall, okay? So basically what we did is as her land went like this, I built a wall up at one point, and then we leveled it off where the pond was going to be. And then we dug the waterfall into the hill above the pond, okay? So we kind of created our level space in a bigger area by doing a retaining wall and filling and building to it, so it's no longer a slope, okay? So yeah, this is what we ended up building. It's really a beautiful pond. Now this pond has been there probably at least 10, 12 years now. And it's awesome. It's beautiful pond. She loves it. Her fish are getting really nice and big. What we ended up doing now is we put 2 bottom drains into this pond, okay? We ran the 2 pipes into the filter tank, the original filter tank that was in the ground before. We just added one more inlet and one more pipe into it, one more 4-inch pipe. They have ball valves in front of the filter tank so we can shut the water flow off between the pond and the filter tank whenever we need to clean. And then we have a pump. I want to say it's about a 1/4 horsepower Performance Pro Artesian tube pump that's probably pumping in the neighborhood of 5,500 gallons, something in that area, 5,400 gallons an hour. Goes through that, through the 40-watt UV, back up to the waterfall. Now, we also installed a skimmer. All right, we have a skimmer on the side of the pond next to the deck. The placement of that skimmer on the side of the deck was basically an aesthetic thing, so that when you're standing on the deck and you're looking down at this pond, you don't see the big skimmer box out in front of you, okay? It's down below, you don't even know it's there. So it was a good placement for that, and we have it kind of off in the middle of the pond with the waterfall here, so we get a nice circulation. Now that skimmer box is gravity fed with 1 4-inch pipe as well into another tank under her deck. All right, so we have the 2 bottom drains with 2 4-inch pipes going into 100-gallon sized gravity-fed filter, and then we have the skimmer with 1 4-inch pipe going into a smaller, it's like a 70-gallon tank going in there, and then the pump actually pulls from the 2. Okay, it's wide off in front of the pump so that it's pulling from the 2 tanks and out. So yeah, I mean the pond is beautiful. It's crystal clear. It runs great. We've got a lot of water circulation in it. It's a good 3.5 feet deep, at least 3. I want to say probably at the bottom drains are probably a good 3.5 feet deep. And the waterfall it's all done out of the field stone, but the waterfall, obviously we have these big field stone pieces that we set into her hill. They're all cemented, they're all mortared in, with cement, or concrete, sorry. It's all concrete, and we've got maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 returns, I believe, on the main waterfall. And then we have another return that comes around to the little waterfall on the left side of the main waterfall down a little bit. So we kind of have the big waterfall set into the hill, and then I brought another little waterfall off on the side, just a small spill. Just as you're standing on the deck, the big waterfall is here, and the little small one is out in front of you. So we have a little different, areas of focus to give you some different looks, okay? The pond has been beautiful, so we really love this pond. So I have a bunch of pictures here of it, that I've been showing, and So definitely, please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and, subscribe to the channel. We're looking to build this channel up. I've got a ton of videos here for you guys on this channel with all kinds of information on so many different topics. I've been professionally building ponds for over 25 years. So, I'm trying to share some of my experience and some of my knowledge with you, a lot of practical knowledge and everyday experiences and stuff. So trying to help you guys out as much as I can. All right. So like I said, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support, and hopefully we'll see you back soon. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.